intelligent, and he looks at organized crime like a criminal organization. Well, hold on, actually, he looks at crime like a corporate organization. His former group, the Mexican Mafia, was like the Senate of the Mexican community, with representatives from each gang neighborhood wielding immense power. This guy became so influential that he actually started to leave the prison and give seminars to law enforcement.
To get somebody killed for behavior. I mean, it thrives on criminal behavior. And the organization that controls this individual, be it Nuestra Familia, BGF, AB, or MN, is going to utilize this individual to infiltrate his neighborhood all over again. This individual, say he's from Bell Gardens, say he's from Montebello. A Mexican Mafia member will contact him and say, who are the connections in your neighborhood? Can you contact them for me? And tell them that you're my representative here and that you want to establish a conduit between me and them. And they'll be utilized that way. And we'll re-infiltrate that community and have it even a stronger hold than when you took the youngster out. So all you're doing is you're immersing that kid into a world where there's no regression. I mean, he can't go back. Once he's involved with the Mexican Mafia, it's in for a penny, in for a pound. You can't get in and say, I don't want to play no more, unless you drop out like I did. After 20 years of my life, I dropped out. We use a method of communication which I like to call carnival talk. It sounds innocuous to you and I, but it's nefarious. Its underlying intent is nefarious. Saying that I had a visitor and I told the visitor, hey, how's Joe doing? Joe's doing fine. Yeah? Why don't you ask Berta to go there and see him and make sure she talks to him for me. Give him my very best. Okay, to you it sounds like Berta's going to go over there and give him regards. But to me, I've just authorized a hit against this individual.
Alright, so basically there's an idea of how he speaks. There's an idea of how law enforcement is very, very interested in talking to him. Okay, so basically, this website, LA Times, is actually upset with me because I'm not subscribed. But basically what happened is the California correctional system got in trouble because they would actually take him, they would escort him outside of the prison, which demanded a lot of financial resources, because you got to think, you're taking correctional officers, you're taking sheriff's deputies and all these different law enforcement people with him on a trip to wherever he's giving the seminar. So they're in the van, so you got to use a van. That takes gas, that's resources. The manpower that's involved, that's resources. The time that they're there, so the longer they're guarding him, the longer they're not inside the prison doing their work or on the streets doing their work. And this actually caused a big controversy. Like this story right here says LA spent $22,000 to get Mexican Mafia chief to Rene Enriquez to fancy dinner. The Los Angeles Police Department used an invalid court order and spent $22,000 to bring an imprisoned killer and former gang leader to speak to an exclusive dinner for private executives. In all, 38 LAPD employees worked about 320 hours to prepare for the January event at a downtown building. And since I'm not subscribed to any of these California newspapers, they're not going to allow me to read the story. But basically what happened is they used an outdated court order for him to leave the prison, right? So let's say, all right, actually I'm back on it, okay. So they used an outdated court order. So they must have had a court order for him to go to court years ago. And what they did was they went and got that old order and pretended that it was a new order and used that so that he could go downtown in LA and give this seminar to this group of law enforcement personnel. It was a fancy dinner. He had a tuxedo and he was actually in cuffs, and he spoke just like he spoke in the video that I showed you. And yeah, I'm trying to find an article that doesn't have me, that isn't requiring subscription. An Mexican Mafia member leader serving life in prison was escorted by LA officials to speak at a gathering of police chiefs and business leaders, prompting criticism from the mayor's office. Rene Enriquez gave PowerPoint presentation Wednesday and spoke about how he was instrumental in building a transnational criminal enterprise that held influence over tens of thousands of violent gang members. Mistakes were held in holding this event, LAPD Chief Charlie Beck said in a statement late Thursday. The criticism came after Steve Soberov, head of Department's Civilian Oversight Commission, requested that the LAPD Independent Inspector General review the incident. He said the public was unnecessarily in danger. If you step back and look, the perception it's like meet a real life Mexican Mafia informant and have some and have some fun and get a book autographed by him. That's not the purpose of police training. Yeah, because you got to understand, these police officers are in awe of this guy, and these business leaders, everybody wants to meet this guy. He has such a huge reputation because, you know, once law enforcement meets him, they go tell their friends, hey, I met this ex-Mexican Mafia guy. He's so smart. He's very intelligent. Hey, he's actually going to be speaking downtown. We figured out a way to get him down there. You know, and yeah, it's amazing. Peace.